Welcome back, YouTube. This is Jevi here and Matthew.
Hello, everyone.
And today we're going to be reacting to The Lord of the Rings and The Return of the King.
Pitch meeting.
Yeah, we'll do it together. Jinx. I won. Well, let's start. Because last time we were in the other sequel, and now we're in the other sequel.
The sequel. The sequel
of the sequel.
Whatever.
Let's do this.
Let's get done.
So, you have a third Lord of the Rings movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. And in this one, Saruman's finally gonna die. Oh, he is? Yeah, Wormtongue is gonna stab him, and he's gonna fall off a tower and die. Wow, that's gonna be great in the extended cut. What? Yeah, if anybody wants to watch a longer version of the movie, that'll be great to have in there for sure. But he's like one of the main bad guys, right? Oh, okay, you're saying it would be like really satisfying, some might even say necessary, to see the end of one of the main antagonists of the trilogy? Yeah, right, exactly. Right. Well, they could see it in the extended cut. Okay. So what else happens in the movie?
Yeah, definitely is there.
Sam and Gollum, they don't like each other, and Gollum is trying to drive a wedge between Sam and Frodo. So kind of like in the last one? Kind of like the last movie, yeah, but this time Sam is gonna straight up catch Gollum talking to himself about killing them and taking the ring. Oh wow, so I guess they have to find their way without him, huh? No, Frodo's still cool with it.
Why is he wearing a wig?
Gollum, actually. What? Yeah, he's like, well, without Gollum, we're definitely gonna get killed, so we should stick with Gollum, who, definitely wants to kill us. I guess that makes sense. And later Gollum manages to turn them against each other by framing Sam for eating some bread. Seems somehow less serious than admitting your desires for murder. Yeah, well, the thing about Frodo is that the ring is kind of making him into, the worst, just absolutely frustrating to watch. Sure sounds that way. I'm starting to hate this little guy. So then Gollum leads Frodo to this big spider. Uh-oh. And Frodo escapes, and then him and Gollum fight, and Gollum falls off a frickin' cliff. Oh, does he die? No, because the movie's not done yet. Oh, okay. And then the spider shows up again, and Frodo gets stabbed by its stinger. But dude's always getting stabbed. He is, yeah. Yes. So he doesn't have his armor this time around? His armor that looks like a prom dress? No, yeah, he has it. How come that doesn't protect him? I don't know. Fair enough. So what's going on with the other people? Oh, they got some important information from a bowling ball, so they go to this place
it doesn't protect him.
From a bowling ball.
Wedding cake of a city. Oh, delicious cities are tight. And they're gonna meet the steward of Gondor, this guy named Denethor. And what's his deal? Well, he's Boromir and Faramir's father, and he's also, just insane. Oh, he is? Yeah, he sends Faramir to pretty much certain death, and then he eats food in a way that, is gonna make the cherry tomato industry have a rough couple of quarters. What? Their stocks are definitely gonna take a hit when this movie comes out. All right, I mean, okay. And Sauron's gonna attack, and they have, no soldiers, so they're in a bit of trouble. Wow, gonna be tough to take on Sauron's army. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, turns out a bunch of frickin' ghosts have an outstanding IOU to Aragorn's family, so he's like, come on, ghosts, let's go. Ghost ex machina, very cool, so nobody has to die. Actually, they only show up once a bunch of people have died. Oh, yeah, that elf dude Elrond only told him about it on the eve of the battle, so, there's a whole lot of slaughtering for sure. That frickin' elf has terrible timing. Yeah, he's not the best. And he also tells Aragorn what's going on with Arwen. Which one is Arwen again? Oh, she's the one who's like, if Enya's music was a person. Oh, right. Anyway, she's dying because her fate is tied to the ring now. What? Why? I don't know. I thought that might make it more interesting. Fair enough. And what's going on with Éowyn? Oh, yeah. Well, she's Mulan now. Oh, she is? Yep. Mulan. She pretends to be a man so she can go to battle, and she defeats this guy named the Witch King. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's like, no man can defeat me, and she's like, I am no man, and she frickin' defeats him. Oh, got him on a technicality. She sure did, sir. And what's going on with Gimli and Legolas? Oh, well, they're gonna have this really funny thing where they're competing to see who can get the most kills. Right, that was their whole thing in the last movie, too. Yeah, it's the same thing again in this movie, except this time Legolas is gonna call Gimli his friend, so, maybe that's a character arc. Maybe. And then that guy Denethor accidentally sets himself on fire and runs a mile to jump off a structure. A very athletic Human Torch. And then they win the battle thanks to the invincible ghost army. Amazing. But then they're like, oh crap, Frodo's not gonna be able to get past Sauron's army, is he? Oh, they just realized that? They did, so they're like, we'd better attack as, a diversion. Well, I guess it'll be pretty easy with that invincible ghost army. No, they let those guys go. Oh, they did? Yeah, Aragorn set those guys free. Fate of the World is in the mix. Feels like maybe they could have squeezed another battle out of them. Maybe. So anyway, then Sam and Frodo make their way up Mount Doom, and it's very difficult. So how do they get into the volcano? Well, once they get up, there's actually a very nice, convenient walkway. Wow, you'd think Sauron would have guarded that.
It's a very emotional part of the movie.
At least a little gyp rock. Yeah, well, he doesn't use any gyprock whatsoever. Well, okay then. So Frodo needs to throw the ring in the fire, but suddenly he's like, you know what? It's mine. Oh no. And then he puts the ring on and he goes invisible and Gollum jumps on his back. Oh, he's gonna need him to get all the way off his back. Yeah, he's gonna get all the way off that thing. Well, great. By biting off Frodo's finger and dying. Oh my god. Yeah, he falls all the way into the fire and the ring gets destroyed along with him. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, and then some eagles come pick up Sam and Frodo and they fly away. Amazing. And then Frodo wakes up in bed and he sees all his friends come in and they're all super happy. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, that scene was a bit uncomfortable.
Trilogy. And then Aragorn becomes king and everybody bows to the hobbits. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's a great place to end it too. Very, very nice. And then the hobbits go back to the Shire and nobody really seems to care about their big adventures.
Yeah, too many endings, but still good.
Notice you're still talking. And then Sam falls in love and he gets married. Okay, yep, sure, all right. And then Frodo finishes writing his own book. Right, glad to hear somebody knows when to end things. And he calls it Lord of the Rings. That's the name of the trilogy that's somehow still going. And then Frodo and Bilbo and Gandalf, they got on a boat because they have some other places to go. Oh my god, was this whole thing just the first act of another adventure? And then as they sail off in the boat, we fade to white. Oh, we do. We fade to white. We fade to white. Wow. Okay, well, okay.
No, I'm lost.
Well, I think it's a great trilogy. And then we go back to the Shire. Oh my god. And we show Sam with his family, and there's a nice little voiceover from Frodo. Please stop. Please stop. And then that's it. We're done. I don't believe you. We're all done, sir. Roll credits. Is there a post-credits scene? There's not. No, it's all done. Yeah, I mean, you certainly squeezed a lot out of these books. Yeah, that's about all there is to say about Middle-earth.
Yeah. They did the Hobbit.
Hey guys, it's Ryan here. Hope you like that pitch meeting. There are over 100 episodes of pitch meeting on the channel that you could check out. I also have some other videos on there, so click around. Also, let me know in the comments section what other movies you'd like to see these pitches for. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell button, the button, I don't know. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.
Well done. Whoa, 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 whoa. This was epic. Was fun. It's fun. Well, yeah, it's very, the last one is very long. It's very long. That's why it was in 2 parts. They actually did a 2-parter. CD and first CD and second CD. Even like part 1 and part 2. Yeah, it was that long. It was that long. It's very long.
Is it like that on the Blu-ray as well?
Yeah. It's a long movie. It's a very long movie. Therefore, the very long ending, because you know they close up character arcs in this, as in the books. You know, just everyone has a character arc that closes, which has an ending. So,
did you ever watch the uncomfortable scene there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is actually dubbed there in the movie. I think that I saw that on YouTube, not on the actual movie.
No,
because there's a
oh yeah, that's the Lord of the Rings.
Where they're literally just saying
the YTP of YouTube. Lord of the Rings YTP. That's pretty epic. You should go and check it out. It's fun. It's fantastic. Well, yeah, and after seeing that YTP, actually, it gave me, when I watched the Lord of the Rings again, it gave me this new perspective. Like, how uncomfortable is this scene though? Like, this scene was really uncomfortable because how happy are they? Like, too happy.
Imagine being the actors. Imagine how uncomfortable it is. Like,
yes!
Like being like this all the time.
Fuck. That scene was too I don't know, it was out of place.
Gandalf. It's like an orgy was gonna start.
I feel defiled. Okay. I'm gonna be on the X-Files now. Alright, so what do you guys think? What did you think? What did everyone think? Well, what did we What did we think? It was great.
It was a good
What can
video.
I say? What else can I say?
It was a good video.
It's a really good video, yeah. Well, it did give some good pointers about Saruman that they put it into the extended cut, even though the actor Christopher Lee actually passed. He was a great actor. He took part in so many good movies. You know, Star Wars. What's that called again?
Which one?
The animated classic. The animated classic. That was his animated classic.
I think is he the one that played
Princess Bride?
Is it the one that played and had a part in the prequels of Star Wars as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was him. Yeah, Count Dooku.
Dooku, yes.
Count-
I forgot his name
Count
first.
Dooku. Yeah, and well,
He's dead.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
he's passed.
He's dead.
Yeah,
You don't have to
yeah,
sugarcoat it. He's dead.
yeah. Well,
But rest in peace.
yeah, rest in peace. He was a great actor. And of course, he was a great Saruman. Well, it was a shame that they had to put him in the extended edition. But nevertheless, I still love the extended edition nonetheless.
They wanted to sell,
Yeah,
and that's why they exploited his death. I think
yeah,
that's why. So pay me more if you want to see him. That's basically what it was.
yeah. But still, who the hell doesn't watch the extended edition? You have to watch the extended edition. Always go for the extended edition. Never go for the cinematic one. Go for the extended.
It's probably because it's technically the complete movie. Technically,
It is.
the original.
And you'll feel that it's more complete. It's more complete.
So the extended isn't what they showed in the cinema, though, right?
No. That's the cinematic one.
So what you watched in the cinema is technically
Cut.
basically there are parts missing.
Oh yeah, there are many parts missing. And the thing is that the extended edition has like hours. I think an hour or so. I think hours.
So does the extended cut is technically the director's cut as well?
Yes, it is the director's cut,
Yeah.
and it is epic. It is epic. It is not well, the cuts themselves. They're not like not ready. They are not cuts like extended cuts or scenes which are not ready, which are not rendered. They are all rendered and all ready, all done. So that's
it's not like
really
watching.
good. Yeah, that's what's really good.
It's not like watching deleted scenes or something
Yes,
like that.
exactly. And that's what's really good about that. I recommend the extended version, definitely. Yeah, that's that's everything I have to say about this. But all I can say that the endings, they were all emotional in the end.
So basically, just don't bother with the cinematic version.
Yeah,
just
don't bother.
Skip
Yeah,
it.
don't bother. If you want to feel the full emotional impact of the movie, you should watch the extended version, definitely. And well, I know, I have to admit, I have cried in The Return of the King.
So I'm imagining. So this time, he's going to make The Hobbit now.
He does, yeah. I think Screen Rant's pitch meetings are going to do the Hobbit pitch meetings as well, and I'm looking forward to see what they're going to come up with. It's good-ish, The Hobbit, but not my favorite per se.
Because I know that people don't like it that much, but I don't know what's the problem.
The
though.
problem is that it's too short and doesn't show that realism and realistic effects that, or the realistic set design that they actually used in The Lord of the Rings, and that's what makes The Lord of the Rings special, when they used set design and which looked realistic and beautiful. And in The Hobbit, it's all CGI, it's all heavy CGI, and that's what puts it off for me in The Hobbit. So
I had no problem with it though, and it felt exactly the same like watching The Lord of the Rings.
But you see a difference. You see it. For me, I saw a difference. I'm a long time Lord of the Rings fan. Watching The Hobbit, it's you guys who are fans of Lord of the Rings, come in the comments and tell me that.
I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but in my opinion, The Hobbit wasn't that bad. I mean, I think people overreact to these things. It's just a small thing, just CGI instead of real. I mean, it's technically. But
remember, there were certain bits which were like too much. Like they put in Legolas, which he wasn't in the book of The Hobbit at all. Like he wasn't even in the story. Like,
so that's why as well.
Even Tauriel, she wasn't in it.
It isn't just the CGI then.
No.
Okay.
So, and what about the Lord of the Rings TV series that are coming out? What do you think about those? What do you think?
I haven't heard about these.
They're actually gonna make the Lord of the Rings TV series. Amazon Lord of the Rings.
Was it going to be bad though?
I think.
How many times are you going to extend this universe?
No, I don't think they're going to use the same story that they did here, but they will.
It's going to be a new story. They won't use the same characters, I think.
No. But they will use same characters, but for previous things that happened. Like for example, they're going to use the first and the second age, definitely. I think. But from what I've heard,
so
if I'm correct,
prequels?
Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments.
So it's sort of like prequels, sort of.
Yeah,
became before.
Before the Hobbit, definitely.
Lord of the Rings.
Before the Hobbit, yeah.
Before the Hobbit.
Yeah, the fall of Gondolin and the rise of Sauron.
Okay.
The rise and fall of Sauron. Before Sauron, he wasn't.
I think what's happening now, with Lord of the Rings is they're trying to They're going to replace Game of Thrones, I think. That's why they're making a TV show.
Yeah, and they're spending quite a lot of money on it. 1 billion, if I heard.
They're similar in a way. They're similar, not the story. I mean, it's sort of like the same time period.
No, I don't think it was 1 billion though.
No. The universe of the Lord of the Rings. It's a bit similar to Game of Thrones.
And the thing is, they spent more on this series than
because they both have dragons. They both use swords.
Did you know that they actually spent more on this series than the actual movie?
Which really?
Yeah, it's 1 billion.
So it's gonna be using like high-end CGI then, I think.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than the Hobbit most probably, because the Hobbit when they made it was like pretty new tech. And now, if you look at Thanos from, it basically looks like a real person.
Yeah, it's more expensive than,
even though he's purple.
It's more expensive than Game of Thrones, definitely. It's more expensive than Game of Thrones. So the budget is much higher.
Even if you just look at Frozen, like Frozen 2.
But it depends on the...
not the characters. If you look at the water, I mean, if the characters weren't there, you would actually think it's real water.
Yeah, true. Why are we talking about Frozen now?
No, because I'm comparing CGI. Now, today's CGI is basically undistinguishable from real life.
But what I loved about The Lord of the Rings, the CGI that he used, that's the Peter Jackson and
I don't think he used any CGI in Lord of the Rings.
Only these animatronic ones.
I think the only CGI they used is for Gollum.
Yeah, and the CGI they used, it wasn't
dragons, obviously.
It wasn't too on the nose. It looked very realistic for the time.
They used tricks though, because CGI back then was very young, basically. Like it's in its infancy. So they used tricks to hide some stuff, because when you use CGI and you have only one light source most of the time, it looks realistic. But when you put a lot of light, it looks fake. Back then, nowadays it is okay, but back then, when you have very low polygon or something or blurry textures,
that's just
one light source.
I don't understand.
Or like imagine like having just one light turned on. So if you have one light turned on, the details aren't that pronounced, so it looks realistic even though it's not that detailed. The model.
Wow.
That's the trick they use for Jurassic Park as well, for the T-Rex.
I understood literally nothing.
So some people might have understood.
So go ahead and subscribe to Screen Runs for more pitch meetings from Ryan George. He's a great guy. As I said before, I think I've never said that. I think I didn't say enough, but I will keep saying it. Keep it up. Please keep doing more pitch meetings. We'll be waiting for your Hobbit pitch meetings if you have.
If you plan on doing them.
Yeah, if you plan on doing them. Well, in the meantime, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below on your thoughts about this. About this new TV series of Lord of the Rings coming out, and also see you in the next video. Adios!
Bye guys.